What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Chris Moore, and in today's video we got a very popular bike on the dyno that we're gonna work some magic on, and these bikes need a lot of magic. This is a 2015 R6. Now there's tons of these things out there, and really they're pretty much the same from 07 all the way to 2016. There are a few differences in the ECUs and a few different things, but for the most part they all run the exact same way. And what I mean by that is whenever you change the exhaust, which everybody does. Who wants a stock exhaust? Come on now. Anyways, whenever you change the exhaust, this bike runs crazy lean. From the factory, it has what we call a bread box or muffler box or catalytic converter, whatever you want to call it. It's got all that junk down here in the bottom, okay? It takes up tons of room, it's heavy, it makes the bike quiet, and it kills the performance. Well, that's what you think. Whenever you put a full exhaust or an aftermarket cat delete pipe, slip on, whatever, whenever you put that on there and don't have the bikes tuned, the bike actually loses horsepower. So it sounds way better, it sounds cool, pops and cracks, makes some noise, got some sound to it, but you technically lose power, and especially in the bottom end range. The bikes become hard to start when they're cold. You start it up, it chokes down. You start it up, it chokes down. You start it up, it it don't take fuel, or don't take the throttle, and that's because it's starving for fuel. We're going to correct all that stuff today with the ECU Flash and tune on this bike. This bike has a Krapovich header, M4 slip-on, Sprint PO8 air filter. It's going to be interesting to see what this thing does before and after, guys. Stay with us. Here we go. Alright, here we go. We're about to do the baseline pull. Keep an eye right over here on the air fuel gauge, okay? That's monitoring how rich and lean the bike is running. Rich means too much fuel, lean means not getting enough. We want to be like a target of in the 13s, okay? That's just a general rule of thumb. 13s will run good, drive good, make good power. Watch how lean this R6 is. The higher the number, in other words 18.4, that's as lean as the bike will, as the dyno will read. 10.0 is as rich as the dyno will read. So as you can see right now, it's reading full lean because the bike's not running. Notice the bike is running. It still reads 18.4. Hold the bike in a couple of the bad spots. Just listen to the engine and how it just kind of chugs along and struggles just to maintain speed. we go. We've got the Dyno Run pulled up. As you can see, it made 100 horsepower and 41 foot-pounds of torque. The air-fuel ratio running wide open is actually pretty good. It's actually perfect. Dead on the money, pretty much from 9,000 RPMs to 15, 16,000. You can see here we got a little bump at 7,000. So the air-fuel ratio is not really the problem running wide open. The air-fuel ratio is terrible cruising around, part throttle, stuff like that. So we're gonna dial all that in, which is gonna make the bike a million times better to ride. When the customer came in, he's complaining that when he lets off the throttle, boom, the bike nosedives. In other words, crazy engine braking. We're gonna fix all that by keeping the fuel injectors running whenever he lets off the throttle. Another thing that I wanted to show you, I'm going to bring up here, this is in the ECU itself. This is the electronic throttle valve. So whenever you go wide open, the computer is actually controlling the throttle itself, even though you think your hand is doing all the work. It's not. So as you can see here, we're in first gear. This is our RPMs. And then this, oh no, I said it wrong. This is our throttle percentage. This is 100% throttle. This is our RPMs over here on this side. As you can see in first gear, even though you go wide open, the thing never really goes wide open until about 10,000 RPMs. So you know how your R6 feels dead till 10,000? Well, that's because it's not wide open till 10,000. After that, you can see it actually cuts back to 82% throttle in first gear. Now, we dynoed the bike in fifth gear, so we're gonna go up here and change this to gear 5. Same thing, cuts back to 82% throttle. So if we go over here to this, we can see that the bike has all these wacky power. We're gonna try to fix all that and keep this thing pulling on out. Now, a lot of people think that R6s do great revving them super, super high. That's not really the case with any 600. They all make peak power around 14 to 14.5, 15,000, no matter what brand you have. After that, you're going backwards by revving that thing higher. So I get a lot of emails and a lot of requests, people wanting to raise the rev limiter, raise it to 17,000, raise it to 18,000. Dude, you're going backwards. That's not what you want. So anyways, we're gonna play with this thing, get some tune done up on it. There's a lot of things we can do in this ECU, changing the fan temps. We're gonna disable the X-up valve. We're gonna disable the fuel cut. That's where whenever you let off the fuel injectors, they cut off. We're gonna disable that. We're gonna get this thing fixed up to where it should make some power. Let's see what we can do, boys. Here we go, guys. We got the ECU Flashed. I've already done one pull under my belt. I've got the air-fuel ratio dialed in pretty good. This customer has requested, he likes a lot of pops and bangs. He wants the ultimate pops and bangs. So we're gonna try to make this thing raise hell a little bit. Let me know what you think. the ultimate pops and bangs tune dialed in, this thing is sounding super, super good. Now the ultimate pops and bangs is a separate tune option. We can make it pop or we can make it not pop. Whichever one you want, you can still get good performance. The pops and bangs don't really add any performance or horsepower. It just adds a lot of smiles. It's a lot of fun. I've got this one set up to where it does not pop and bang in first gear and it does not pop and bang in sixth gear. But second gear through fifth gear above 9,000 RPMs, this thing is going to give you some pretty big pops. Pretty big flames. I wish it was a little darker in here so you could see better, but take a listen to what we got. Also watch too when I let off the throttle. Doesn't really pop, but when I let off the throttle and breathe back on the throttle, boom, 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 that's where you get the pop. Comment in the comments below. Let me know, do you like the pops and bangs or do you think it's stupid? Like that, guys, the R6 is all finished up. We did finally hit the 108 horsepower mark. So overall, really big gains with this R6. There's the factory pull, and there is our after pull. At 14,000 RPMs, we picked up pretty much 8 horsepower. Take a look at how bad this thing falls off from 14 to 15,000. Now keep in mind, the rev limiter is set to 16,000. So what I'm getting at, don't rev it to 16,000. You're literally going backwards by doing that. Your power and your torque both fall off super, super bad. Sorry about the focusing issue, guys. I am using my cell phone today. I forgot my camera. But anyways, long story short, if you have an R6, long story short, I say that all the time. It's never a short story. If you have an R6, you want to shift around 14.2, 14.5, somewhere around in there. That's where the bike is going to go the fastest. That's where you're going to maintain the best horsepower under the curve. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. If you have an R6, check us out at moremafia.com. Click on the ECU flashing page. There's a video that'll pop up there. Watch that video that has all the details for what you need to do to send your ECU in to get it done. Or if you need anything else for your bike, hit us up, moremafia.com, click the contact section, we can help you out. Plus we got merch for sale. Subscribe to the channel, click the bell for notifications. We're getting so close to 100,000 subscribers, guys. We deserve it, we need it. Click the bell, notifications, R6 gang, welcome to the party. Smash that like button. Peace out, guys, we'll see you next time.